We did it.
We
We're
did
getting
it.
better at this.
Oh,
Hey, buddy, how you
hey,
doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
You just okay?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Okay. Why don't
yeah.
why don't why don't we start? Why don't we
You want
start
to start?
here,
You want
buddy?
to
Because
start
I'm sure.
there? You want to start there?
Yeah, I want to start there
Yeah.
because you sent me the
Hmm.
loveliest picture yesterday. I
uh,
love that picture. Tell everybody.
yeah.
Tell everybody what happened yesterday.
My son graduated from high school.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
and how
that
are we
was.
feeling?
Uh, there were some emotions yesterday. Today everything's pretty much back to normal, I think. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's that sure was something. That sure was something. Yeah, yeah, it
He's
was a
grown.
nice.
He's grown
Yeah.
into quite the quite the young man since the last time I've seen him.
Yeah, he's yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it was a nice ceremony, though. They do their graduation at their football stadium, which is
Hmm.
fine.
That's
Uh,
where ours was. Yeah.
yep. And there's always like a fallback of like, hey, if the weather's going to be bad, they're going to do it in the gym, which I did not want to do because like it's smaller and it's just it gets hot and the black. So they made the call uh yesterday afternoon that they were just going to do it. They're just going to just fuck it. They're doing it outside. Uh
And it's been a little chilly.
it's been a little chilly. It was a little chilly and it rained. uh
Did it rain down
not
by you yesterday?
yes,
Oh, okay.
quite a bit.
Oh,
Yeah, it started raining maybe probably about it rained on and off about an hour before and rained on and off throughout the whole ceremony. But uh it was nice. They had about like I think their graduating class is like 350 students or
big class.
thereabouts. Yeah. It was Drew, there was one thing that took me by surprise, and it didn't seem to bother anybody else but me.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm here for you. I support you. Let's get angry. Help me get angry.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should be angry or not, but I did not expect this, and I was just, you know, I was taken aback by it, and it felt weird.
Okay.
So, obviously, there's a lot of people at attendance, a lot of teachers, board of education, the principals, and just a lot of school people there. And in addition to all of that, uh, our mascot, Victor Viking, was at attendance of the graduation. So when I say that, I mean some poor soul in a oversized novelty Victor Viking mascot costume
Hold on.
attended the
Hold on.
ceremony.
Victor
Uh huh.
Viking.
Uh huh.
What's the school district?
Taze Valley.
Taze Valley.
Yeah. Mm.
Victor T. Viking. He has an Instagram.
I'm sure he does.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
yeah, him. Uh, he
Was
was
he
in
handing out
attendance.
diplomas?
No. So, uh, he led the students into the stadium. Okay. Uh, so then, so they did a little like opening ceremony where some people talk, and all the valedictorians got to come up and say where they're going to school and what they're going for. And then they started the actual like handing out diplomas. So everybody's name was called. They got into this line. Every student got to pick a faculty member to hand them their diploma.
Mm-hmm.
So like their favorite faculty member. So they kind of like wait in line, and then when it was their turn, they walked out and got their diploma from their favorite teacher and got their picture taken, and then they kind of had to walk around to another place where they got an individual picture taken, and in between that rock there were some people that basically saying congratulations and giving handshakes, and Victor Viking was in that. So they would get their diploma, say get a congratulations from some people, fist bump Victor Viking, and then walk back around the seats, get one more photo taken, and then go sit down. So Victor Viking was an active participant in the graduation ceremony, and when I when I was like, what the hell is Victor Viking doing here? Everyone was like, well, of course he's going to be here. I'm like, what? So that just struck me as weird. Uh, I don't know whether I'm in the wrong or the world is. But yeah, yeah,
Paul,
yeah.
I love you. I love you so much, man. I love you so much.
Okay.
I think you're overreacting.
Okay.
So
Okay.
here,
Okay. 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 All
here's
right.
my
That's
here's
fine.
my take
That's
on
fine.
this.
That's
Right.
fine. Mhm.
Um, Obviously that's a big part of the school, and I think it's a good.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think
Okay.
it's there for hype and
Mhm.
get people like, yeah, we did it. I'm never gonna have to see this Viking again. Um,
Oh.
I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, it doesn't seem too weird. I mean, leading him into the stadium, like I now, if you had told me that he was like warming the crowd up by like firing a t-shirt cannon during graduation, that might have been a little too far, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
if he was like doing stunts or
Okay.
doing
Okay.
other stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I want to talk about the picture you
Mhm.
took.
Mhm.
All right,
Mhm.
so obviously Zach's got his cap and gown on.
Mhm.
He's got his diploma and his little
Mhm.
folio there.
Mhm.
Now, did he? When I graduated with honors, which is
Mhm.
like the third tier.
Mhm.
Now, it looks like he has like a ribbon or something around his neck, or is that just
Yes.
part of his
So,
gown?
okay. Okay. So what you can't see is he's actually wearing two medals. So he's covering
Okay.
up the medals with his diploma.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
2 medals.
Yes. So and he also had a pair of like cords, was like a rope that at that
Yeah,
particular time he had
that's honors. You
yeah,
get different
yeah,
cords
yeah.
for honors.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Okay.
he had honors cords. One of the medals was for National Honor Society, and the other one was for an honors diploma because I don't know. So or because he was summa cum laude or something in that he had a GPA of more than a weighted
Oh,
GPA of more than 4 point something.
so
So he was
he was summa cum laude.
yeah, and the him and
Wow.
yeah, but not valedictorian, which were
Right.
yeah, but
There's
yes,
magna, summa, and then just regular.
yes, yeah,
So he was mid tier.
yeah,
I was poverty tier. I was just
yeah,
regular honors.
yeah.
Okay,
Then
very
that
cool.
picture I sent you, he had misplaced his honor cords. We found them later, but he's not wearing them in that picture. So yeah,
Okay.
hmm
Wow.
yeah,
Look
yeah,
and look at
yes.
you with dress pants on.
I know, right? What you don't see is actually underneath those dress pants, I am wearing long underwear, like
It was
thermal
cold.
underwear. It was
It's been
cold.
First of all, you know what's crazy? So
Oh.
I first of all, I'm loving this weather. First,
Mm.
me personally, it's the end of May. It's going to be June at the end of next week,
Mhm.
and it is wonderful. It has been in the 50s and 60s, more rain than I would have liked, but it's been wonderful
Mhm.
because we're coming up on the time of year where it's the Memorial Tournament here in Dublin, Ohio. In the
Yes.
last couple
Mhm.
years of the Memorial Tournament, it has been hot, like like otherworldly hot
Yeah.
at this time of year. And I am all for these cooler temperatures. My grass is very healthy and green and growing out of control versus dying.
Yeah, I'm a little sick of having to mow, like, constantly,
Oh,
but,
buddy.
yeah.
I was out there today, and with all the travel I've been having to do, usually in this peak growing season, I like to try to mow twice a week. So what I'll do is I'll do the front yard in the middle of the week just to keep up with it, and then
Mm.
I'll do the backyard and the front yard again on the weekends. And part of that is that I don't bag my grass; I just mulch.
Yeah, yeah,
But when it gets that high, even on my highest mowing setting, it still
yeah.
leaves big puddles of grass everywhere.
Right, yeah.
And then you have to like deal with that. And I
Mhm.
don't mind that. I don't mind that so much in the backyard, but in the front yard, I like to keep things looking good. So okay, um, that reminds me, gotta add that. Okay, yeah, so that's good. And then Did obviously Jennifer went. Did Arabelle go too?
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah. Arabelle was there. She was thankful that she. Otherwise, she would have to play in the band,
I was
playing
gonna ask,
compositions
did
and
she
stuff.
did
Yeah,
she yeah, I mean, I'm
yeah,
sure the marching band or the
yeah.
concert band or marching band?
With the concert band. Yeah,
Concert band.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So she got out of having to play that because her brother was graduating, so she chose
Oh,
to watch with us. So yeah, yeah.
got it. Got it. Now
Oh,
how long was the ceremony?
about an hour and a half. Uh, and then everybody made a mad dash to go on the football field, which you know, it was just absolutely pure chaos because there was just one small little opening in the fence to get onto the field, and there were just thousands of people trying to get in and out of that thing. It was hell. Uh, but got some pictures. That's why I sent you the picture. I was still standing on the field when I sent that.
uh,
Yeah, yeah. And then we went out to dinner with some friends, and it was good. Yeah.
where did you guys go to dinner?
Smoky Bones, because it was the only place that was open late and could seat us right away. So there we went.
Got it. I mean,
Oh,
it looks like the sun's going down in this picture, so you probably
yeah.
wasn't too late.
Yeah, it was like 8:38. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
So,
good. It was good.
one chapter of life closes for young Zach, and another one is about to open. So,
Yes.
what's the time frame for the summer now? Because you mentioned when I asked you last time, it sounded like he was trying to get into the band at
Yeah,
OU.
he did not get into the marching band.
Bummer.
He got into the concert band, so he's going to do that.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so next week we have orientation.
Ooh.
Uh, yeah, so that's
Now, is that an
like
all day thing or a multiple day thing?
it's a multiple day thing. It's like all day Wednesday and half a day Thursday.
Hmm.
He's staying in a dorm.
Hmm.
Uh, and I could have gone home and slept in my own bed, but I just decided to get a hotel near campus or on campus. I don't know. Uh, and I'm gonna stay there. Yep. So I'm going down with him next week for that. And he'll move in like at the end of August. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember I had to go down for orientation at Pitt, and then I'm having this I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was like a pre-freshman day. I think it was different than orientation where I had to take like a couple tests.
yeah, yeah. So all of his placement tests and stuff he had to do before orientation. So we did all that, with those new fancy computers I keep hearing about. Uh, yep.
Did you go computer shopping for him yet?
Not yet. Though I did get some good news about that.
Oh.
Got an email from the uh Ohio University, basically saying like, "Hey, you're gonna need to buy a laptop for your kid for school." Duh, that makes sense. Uh, and basically, it took you to a website and says, "Hey, every uh, not individual majors, but like the schools of like a grouping of majors have recommendations on what to buy your students." So I went
Okay.
there and I said, technology, shop by major, and I went into College of Health Sciences and Professions, which is what he is in. And they're like, fuck it, buy whatever you want. uh
Okay.
yep, so they're like Windows, Macs, whatever you need, whatever you want.
Okay.
Good, good, good. So yeah. I also learned that they're when I was helping Zachary earlier, they're totally on Microsoft 365. So
Yeah, it's
Teams,
all web
Outlook, all that
based.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I could
mhm,
understand if there was like specific software that you had to use or something.
mhm.
And I
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
probably like more of the engineering majors probably need something specific.
yeah. And some of the other majors, I was just poking around. Were like, no, you have to have Windows. Like the Heritage College of osteopathic medicine. It's all Windows.
Huh.
Uh, and some other ones are all Windows, but
What
uh,
does Zach want? Would Zach be cool with a Mac?
yeah, we talked about it, and he's like, yeah, whatever's fine with yeah. He seems to be okay with the Mac. He's got one of my old MacBook Airs currently that he uses every once in a while, but uh, yeah, yeah. Uh, I even told him because like he's not planning on taking his gaming PC to college,
Probably wise.
yeah, which is fine. And I even told him like, hey, like if you want like a Windows laptop so you can play the occasional game on it, he's like, nah, I don't want to. So
Hmm.
yeah, until further notice, he's gonna get a Mac. So yeah, I'm probably gonna wait till Apple always has that back to school sale,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna wait for that. I think.
Okay. Now, like
But
full blown MacBook Air or MacBook
whatever,
Pro,
whatever he wants, whatever he
whatever he
wants, Drew,
wants. Okay.
whatever he wants.
Okay.
Yep, yep. Whatever size he wants, whatever model. Yep. I
Gotcha.
mean, if I had to do a recommendation for him, I'd probably recommend like the 15-inch MacBook Air, but we'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
what he
I mean,
wants. Yeah,
those are really nice.
yeah. I have one of those for work, and it's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally got to like see one when I was at Micro Center a couple of weeks ago because I was
Mhm.
like, or not, I forget how long ago it was. I really like how thin they are.
Mhm.
They're very thin.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Well, I mean, man, big feelings, big
Mhm.
feelings. Who
Yes.
uh who cried more, you or Jennifer?
Me.
Okay.
Me. Absolutely me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It hurt her a little bit at the beginning, and I was fine. And then towards the end, when the one of the last student was doing their like they had graduated, they had moved their tassels, and there was one last speech from one of the students. It wasn't so much because of the speech. I think it was just the timing. It was like, and then it hit me there a little bit, and luckily I had prepared accordingly and had some tissues in my pocket, so I was able to not look like a complete idiot. But yeah, yeah,
uh
I teared up, and it was yeah.
well, I
Oh
mean, it's a big deal, man. The kid
yeah, yeah,
he did it.
yeah. One down.
One down. Now, what I mean, Arabelle's going to be a sophomore, right?
Yes, she is. Yep.
So, what's she been thinking? Okay. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
got time.
yeah. She's got time.
Cuz
Yeah.
like yeah, I mean going into your junior years when that stuff like really gets to be
Mm-hmm.
important, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Yeah, she's just living life right now. Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's good, man. I'm happy for
Yeah.
you. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, Mandy and I are gonna get something for him. So,
Okay.
we would love to at least send a card over. So we'll
Okay.
talk about that offline.
All right.
All right, let's talk about gaming.
Yes. Let's do that.
All right. So I saw this article
Mm-hmm.
about it was on PC Gamer, which
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um the whole gist of the article was is this guy had one of those Legion, which is
Did you go?
Lenovo's,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that they make a couple different models, don't they?
Yes. Yes, they do.
They do.
There's the Legion Go. There's the Legion Go S. There's the I don't know the big boy. The non S version. I don't know. Yeah, they have a lot. They have a lot.
They have
They
a
have that
couple.
weird one. They have a weird one that's kind of like a switch where like the Joy-Con style, the controllers come off. It's weird. Yeah.
So the reason I'm asking you about this is that the gist of the article is that apparently Steam OS is now available for things that aren't a Steam Deck,
Yes. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this is the first.
The first non-beta release of this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Now you have a couple different handhelds now, and I
Mm-hmm.
know that you have your ROG Ally X.
Mm-hmm.
When and if that becomes available, would you install Steam OS on it, or would you keep Windows?
So currently, I can't. I currently have a dual boot of Windows and Bazite, if you remember.
Yep.
Bazite being the Linux distribution that kind of bundles up Steam OS and adds some other features on it. I cannot remember the last time I booted into Windows. I've primarily only been using Bazite. Uh I did some research in this particular release, and while you can install it in a lot of things, it doesn't fully support everything yet. Which is fine. It's the first release, and there's going to be a version of the Legion Go that ships with Steam OS, so it makes sense that they're focusing on the Legion Go stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
But and currently there's no way to like dual boot that I have found, like Windows and Steam OS, outside of like the Bazite route. So if you do just pure Steam OS, the installer just like yum yum, your whole hard drive is mine. I think so. Right now on the ROG Ally X, there's no way to control the TDP, so the power going in there. There's no way to control the RGB lights. The back buttons don't work, and currently, after like 30 minutes, the controller just stops working.
On which one?
On the ROG Ally X.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I thought you could adjust the TDP.
Yeah. There's no built-in UI on the ROG Allies in Steam OS. Now, Bazite gives you one, but I think when this matures a little bit and when all of the issues have been ironed out and it's fully support, I might give this a try. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, what was interesting is in that article, there's benchmarks, and clearly it looks like that there is a couple frames advantage from going to Steam OS.
Yeah. I've noticed that even just with Bazite, that it just seems to run most things just seem to run a little snappier. That wasn't the case when I first tried it out, but I guess everything's just improved, and Proton is getting to a state where things just run really well, and you don't have the full bloat of, all the other Windows shit trying to be Windows. So I'll probably, I'll give this a couple point releases, and I'll keep my eye on things, and it's I'm definitely probably give this a try. So
okay.
Yeah.
Now, in other handheld news, I got my handheld that you recommended to me.
Okay, which one was that again?
Well, you recommended a couple to me. So the one that I ended up going with was the oh my God, what is happening right now? What was that? Fucking Windows.
Speaking of,
so I'm pretty sure it is the Ambernick RG35XX.
35XX. Yes. Okay.
And I went with the gray, which is like the classic little Game Boy look.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Okay. Now, I'm going to say words.
Okay.
And I know that I'm the asshole. Okay. It's me.
Okay.
I'm the problem here.
Okay.
So I received this device. It came in a nice little box and everything was cool. Very, very good. Very cool. It came with a memory card, loaded, just chock full of games. I will say this. This is the first device that I've ever used that correctly, and I suspect it has to do with the fact that it's full of pirated games, actually loads Neo Geo games.
Okay. Yeah.
I've never been able to get the Neo Geo emulators to work on my Steam Deck.
Okay.
I've never been able to successfully emulate, even on my computer, where I have a text editor that's like a right click away, right?
Right.
So, however this one was configured, that alone made it worth the price of admission, because there are some really good Neo Geo arcade games that I love. So
I've never tried to emulate Neo Geo. I should try that.
Yeah. Neo Turf Masters, the golf game. Oh, that's such a great game. Anyway,
Neo Turf
Masters. Have you ever played it?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna be downloading the ROM right now. I mean, piracy.
I mean, if you can fucking get it to work. Quick diversion. This is about to be a Neo Turf Masters fan podcast. Came out mid 90s. I don't know if it was a launch title for the home console version of Neo Geo.
Okay.
But basically, it is it's a golf game.
Hmm.
and it's just deep enough to where it's like the perfect golf game for a handheld.
Okay.
I mean, one of my favorite console golf games of all time is Mario Golf Toadstool Tour.
Yeah. GameCube? Or is
Yeah,
that the 64? Okay. Yeah.
whatever one's the GameCube.
GameCube one. Yeah.
I
Yeah. I like that
love
one
that
too.
game.
Hmm.
And I can emulate it successfully on the Steam Deck, but the controls just don't feel the same.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
This is, I mean, Neo Geo only has 3 buttons. So once you know what those buttons are mapped to and you really get good at this game, it really
Mhm.
rewards. It has a very, very high skill ceiling, and it's just a very, very fun golf game. Wonderful, wonderful pixel art. I absolutely adore pixel graphics of the Neo Geo era. So yeah, just really good. But anyway, I digress. So handheld shows up. It's got the memory card. That the device itself is fine. It's a little small in my hands. I have
Okay.
smaller hands. So it's kind of painful to hold for a long
Okay.
period of time. And it is just it's very Game Boyish.
It is. Yes.
And I like the shoulder buttons on the back.
Hmm.
A couple things that I'm not sure if this is even a thing or not. The first thing is, doesn't look like it has any kind of Wi-Fi connectivity.
No, a lot of those Anbernic devices do not.
Yeah.
Now a lot of them you can put like you plug in like a USB Wi-Fi adapter, and
Hmm.
it will recognize it, and it will unlock like a networked settings in there. And then if you want, so primarily the only reason you would need Wi-Fi on a device like this is probably to scrape game art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm okay with not doing
Hmm.
that. Clearly, I don't know what sort of UI. I'm assuming it's just RetroArch, but
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
the memory card that has all the pirate game
Hmm.
on it has like all the box art, all the screenshots. So clearly,
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
probably some way to get that metadata without scraping, but it
Mhm.
is what it is. Because I wanna put things on there, which that's my biggest gripe right now. I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet, or if I just need to throw everything else on a memory card, load a second memory card, and somehow configure the settings. And I know
Yeah.
and here's where I'm the asshole. I know that there's instructions out there on websites that you have linked in our very show notes that will
Hmm.
help me do this. I just can't be bothered. Now, I
Okay.
love the
Okay.
fact that I could take this out of the box and start playing it. That was a big plus. But there are curious omissions from their pirated games list. I didn't see a lot of Nintendo titles in there. So I maybe that's their tongue-in-cheek way of staying out of trouble is they're not bundling
May
Nintendo,
probably that could be. That could
like
be.
actual Nintendo properties. The other interesting thing is while there's MAME for classic NES, I do not
Mhm.
see an SNES emulator in the list.
It's RetroArch, so it definitely should have one.
I don't have it next to me right now, but there's I mean, when you go in there and you pick, the way that I don't know if you have one of these, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I have one of the 40 series.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yours
Yeah.
is probably the same. When you get to the main
Yeah.
menu, you basically pick which engine you want, and then it lists
Uh-huh.
the games that are
Wait,
compatible with that
so
engine.
if there's no ROMs loaded for that system, it usually doesn't show the system.
I see.
That's a
Okay.
that's a RetroArch thing.
Okay.
Uh
So basically, I just need to get my SNES ROMs onto a memory card and see what happens.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
I,
So
I'm
that'll
gonna go
be
ahead and put. I'm gonna go ahead and post a link in here to Retro Game Corp's RG35XX Family Starter Guide. If you don't want to watch the video, there's a written guide that is linked to on there, and it'll walk you through the stock setup, uh how to modify that stock OS, and then if you want to get into, if you really want to see how deep this rabbit hole goes, it talks about some alternative operating systems like Newly, Mini UI, and Mustard OS. So if you really want to get weird with it, you can.
I love getting weird with it. I love getting weird with stuff.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. Is there any tactical advantage for doing that?
Uh so you may find that I did that. I'm currently running Mustard OS on my Anbernic handheld device. Uh and I really do like the user interface better than the stock. It just seemed better for me. But at the end of the day, most of these just kind of wrap RetroArch in their way, so you're gonna get access to all the same shaders and cores and stuff. But the one of the big differences I think is like things like Newly and MIUI and Mustard OS, they're being actively developed. There's a lot of people who are like, they're constantly adding new features and options. And if you want to get into like the ROM hack world, some of those operating systems make that stuff a little easier than the stock operating system. But the stock operating system's fine too. So yeah.
I mean, am I missing out on any like extra settings that maybe you're not in this base OS or anything?
Maybe you might want to watch this video and see what Retro Game Corp, Russ from good old Russ from Retro Game Corp has to say. So,
okay, all right. Yeah, I was afraid that was going to be the answer.
Yeah,
and that's fine. That's totally fine. Totally fine.
Yeah. But even then, it'll walk you through the stock OS and some probably recommend some options that he picked and how to get things set up. So it's good. This guy actually is. I mean, this is what he does now. He does retro emulation videos.
Nice work if you can get it. Mm-hmm. So here's my other question: headphones.
Okay.
Does it support Bluetooth?
I have no idea.
Probably. I took a browse through the settings and I did not see anything. Now, there's clearly a headphone jack on it. And if the answer is I have to plug in headphones, that's a perfectly fine answer. I have adapters for my AirPods Max. I have other headphones that I can use, like my Sonys that I'm wearing right now that support a wired connection. That is perfectly fine. But I did not see a setting for it.
Let's see. Apparently not out of the box. Not out of the box. So the base operating system, let's see. I wonder if one of the other operating systems does. So it does offer you Bluetooth controller support, but I don't see anything about audio. Yeah, from my understanding, Bluetooth audio is surprisingly CPU intensive, and sometimes these devices don't do it simply because it would be a very bad experience. But I can't see any of the other operating systems adding that either. So yeah, you're gonna have to just plug in a pair of headphones like an animal.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that was so. I received this on Monday of last week. Finally, it took a little while to get here because we talked about my Bezos button.
Yeah.
And when I originally placed the order, I could have sworn that while it wasn't Prime eligible, would have been like 3 days.
Okay,
but it was like 2.
Took a little longer.
Longer, and that's fine. I know that there's some, some things happening in the world, and that's okay. So I was going to take it on the aeroplane with me because I was in Baltimore this past week.
Baltimore, fancy.
Yeah, I was gonna take it on the aeroplane, but when I realized that I didn't really have good audio option, because part of the problem is that yes, I have a 3.5 headphone cable, and I have the correct lightning adapter for the AirPods Max, but the cable is like 6 feet long. So like, got it. Okay. Yeah, it would almost double as a seatbelt on the airplane if I used that. It would be everywhere. So anyway, I didn't bring it because I'm trying to find the right. I may just go order like a little, I don't know, 1.5 foot or whatever headphone jack cable and do that. I still have the headphones that you gave me a while ago, those little plastic ones.
Okay. Okay.
I think they're under my bed upstairs because I last time I used them I was in bed. So I mean that those will work as well. But no, it's good. Like I said, it's just a little small in my hands. I was playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night on it, best video game ever created, and it's fine. It works really well. It seems to emulate PS1 games fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be capable of N64 or PS2, but that's okay.
That'd be pushing it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
long as it can
And plus, no
do,
analog stick is, yeah, going to get weird. But yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like PS1 and lower is fine.
Mhm.
I just really enjoy classic, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sega and
Yeah.
Nintendo, Super Nintendo
The
mostly.
8 and 16-bit era. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and then Neo Geo is a very nice touch. I honestly I've spent more time playing Neo Geo games on it more than anything. Just again because out of the box it's
It
configured the
works.
right way,
Yeah.
and that's the other thing too is I have other Neo Geo ROMs. I don't know if I have any that didn't come preloaded, but even if I did, I know that you have to have like the right BIOS and you have to have all this other stuff. I read a bunch of articles on it and I just went, "Bleh," and I didn't want anything else to do with it because it just seems so fucking hard.
Yeah.
All right, I will look into those things and I will
Okay.
let you know. But continuing our gaming discussion,
Hmm.
Doom: The Dark Ages.
I finished it.
Okay,
I finished it.
and how was it?
So I, I want to start by saying it was good. I had fun. It's enjoyable. The story is just absolute nonsense. Just absolute, just pure. There's like a bunch of weird cutscenes and nouns that make no sense. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You're not playing Doom: The Dark Ages for the story. Uh, it does get a little samey once you're past the halfway point. Like there's not I mean, it's Doom, and then I think you could just say for every Doom game there's not a huge amount of enemy variety. It's just the same things over and over again, and they try to
Sure,
spice it up by just adding
sure.
more and more of the bigger bad guys. So there is a point where you're like, oh, okay, now there's just three of those. Okay, all right, that's fine, I got this. uh but the moment to moment combat has been my favorite between Doom 2016 and
Mm-hmm.
Doom Eternal. It's I enjoyed it the absolute most. Uh the final two chapters, the last uh boss fights at the end are really 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 good. Bring out all of the skills. Some of the as it's Doom, right? So as you find secrets and get gold and things, you can like unlock improvements to your weapons and stuff. I think maybe there's a little bit more of that in this game than some of the others.
Mm-hmm.
Upgrades for all your weapons and for your melee stuff, and you can get to some just absolute like this game does not shy away from just giving you real powerful fun shit to play with. Like
Okay.
like the final melee weapon you get is like it practically kills everything in one hit. You can't use it very often, right? It's a very slow cooldown. But there's also this weapon called the Impaler, which shoots these basically spikes, and you can get a couple upgrades for that. One where it kind of slows down time. You kind of pull the trigger in and it slows down time so you can aim. And another option is if you get a headshot, it recharges your melee weapon. It recharges your melee weapon faster. So a combination of the Impaler and the Dread Mace is just absolutely sick because you just get like 4 headshots and then you have your melee weapon charged up again and you go and just absolutely obliterate something.
Uh-huh.
Doing the shield dash and just watching like 30 small enemies explode never gets old. It never gets old. It doesn't. uh yeah, it's if you liked Doom 2016, Doom Eternal's weird. We all know it's weird. It was different. But if you like Doom 2016, I highly recommend Doom: The Dark Ages. It is that refined, and it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, so I have seen a lot of press. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. I mean, it seems like it's a home run.
Yeah.
I did see a video. You mentioned last time you talked about it that the big stompy mech scenes and dragon things didn't really do it
Okay.
for you.
Yeah, those don't do it for me at all.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Uh,
I saw I saw the gameplay. It made it look like it was a rhythm game. I don't know. I don't know how off I was
oh,
on that.
yeah. So like those the Atlan, which is like the big mech, and the dragon things, is basically like, you the dodge mechanics are just so, it's just not very good. It's like, okay, you have this weapon, but it really doesn't do anything until you power it up, and you power it off by doing perfect dodges. So you dodge and then murder, and then you big
Dodge, murder.
you stop to the next set of monsters, and you dodge murder a few more times. uh I mean, at least like the dragon is like, a lot of times you're dropped into like these huge open, like, it kind of reminded me of Descent in a way, because like
Oh, wow.
there's
Good
there
callback.
yeah, because like there's lots of tunnels and you're just flying around through them, and there's these like hell ships you can chase and shoot. uh so like it's fun. That like the flying in the dragon is fine, but then like having to do the combat where you stop and again dodge murder, uh is kind of blah. But at least like with the dragon sections, usually you're doing a little like flying around fighting to go land somewhere, and then you're playing just a regular like Doom Slayer. uh uh Doom, just you're killing bad guys.
Mhm.
I will say, like, the parry mechanic is extremely forgiving. and
Okay.
that's your like that's your there's no dodge. You can jump, but like jump, it really isn't a combat option. It's more of just like getting through the environment. uh the parry is extremely forgiving. You can just basically like just roughly parry in any like when when green bullets are coming at you, you can parry them, or green attacks in general. It's very forgiving, but it's still fun. Like you parry a few times and you kind of stagger the enemy and you shoot him in the head, and
Mhm.
and all the weapons do different things. I have found that I really almost never had to worry about like armor, life, ammunition. Like there were some hard parts, but most of the time, like it's just so generous. Like your melee kills drop uh uh ammo and health. There's upgrades where like you can upgrade the super shotgun so it sets things on fire, and when things are on fire they just kind of like spout armor. So
Mhm.
like one of the go-to's is like, especially if you're kind of low on armor, you can throw if you can throw your shield, and the shield throw just again like the shield dash just obliterates like the base enemy. But
Sure.
anything that's got any kind of like health at all, the shield sticks in them and then freezes them. So you throw
Huh.
your shield, you freeze them, get out your shotgun, blast them, they catch on fire, they're a fountain of armor. Just spewing armor out of their head everywhere. You get
Okay.
some armor, and then you finish murdering them. It's good. It's good. The weapons are good. Weapons are all fun. Though I had my favorites. The Impaler is great. Both the super shotgun, and there's a combat shotgun and a super shotgun. Both are just great. There's a chain shot weapon, which is basically like it shoots like a mace on a chain, like a flail. That's real fun too. Some of the other ones, but it's good. It's good. It's if you like that kind of game, it's a very good version of that game. So,
Okay.
oh,
So, is there anything that makes you want to keep playing it? Like, is there
oh
something
no,
happen?
no, I'm done. I beat the game, and I could play it again. But I don't want to. So
But I don't
yeah,
want to.
yeah. And like in the beginning, I was getting like really like I'd look for secrets and find everything. But like a little after the halfway point, I had my weapons and the things that I liked, and I had the upgrades that I needed, and I just didn't care as much. Like if there was an obvious secret, I would go into it and get it. But like if something was even like, I wonder how to get in there. Don't see anything obvious. Fuck it. I would just go on. Because there was
Hmm.
no reason for me to, like I don't care about collecting all the little toys and all the different skins, and I didn't read a single codex entry in that whole game.
Excellent.
Yeah, but it's good. The combat is good, and that's why you play Doom. The music is good. I know some people complaining that it wasn't as good as some of the other ones, which may be true, but it's still a good soundtrack.
Yeah, I heard that it
Mm,
wasn't like the normal composer.
yeah, it's still good. It's still good. It's still Doom. You know, yeah, lots of guitars and very metally. It's good.
Okay, so what are you
Yeah,
going to play next?
I have no idea. I have no idea. So, yeah, I'm kind of in between video games, I guess. The current season of Diablo is very disappointing, so I'm not playing that.
Oh no.
I probably go back to Forza. That's what I'm going to do. Go back to Forza.
Okay. Did you
Mhm.
did you ever buy a wheel?
I did not. I have a folder in Arc just full of all of my research that I've done. Uh and I may get one, but it's not a huge priority right now. So
Yeah,
yeah.
tomorrow might be new TV day. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, going to Costco?
Uh so maybe.
Maybe.
So that Bravia, I have really sort of homed in on the Bravia 8 that we talked about last time.
Okay. Yeah.
And that seems to be the same price everywhere. Best Buy, Costco, even actually Micro Center, it's $100 more, which is weird. But I know they'll price match at least Best Buy. I don't know if they'll price match Costco, but they'll price match Best Buy. But there's only like a $200 difference between the 55 and the 65. And if I measured correctly, the 65 will work fine.
Okay.
Uh, so it's either that the LG is OLED as well. I know you talked about a Samsung, but I couldn't remember which one.
Yeah, I
And
don't
they're
remember.
QLEDs.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be very happy with that television.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. Because then I need to buy a sound bar and
Okay.
yeah. So it's a whole thing. I really want to get another Sonos soundbar. I really like the one I have.
I was going to say you're going to buy another Sonos.
Yeah, I have that one upstairs. It's great. Even in that big open cavernous room, it's great. It'll probably even be better in my basement. I'll probably just get another Beam.
Yeah, I have a Beam upstairs, and downstairs I have the original Arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all these places sell all three or all the things that I need. So I get the TV, get the soundbar, go home. And I'm pretty sure. So I was looking at this. Ultimately, the thing that will determine which TV I get is which one fits in the bed of my truck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, my truck bed is 5 foot long, which that isn't the problem. Because a lot of these are less than, I don't know, like some of these are a little bigger. Like these 65-inch ones are 57 width out of the box. So I don't know how many inches the boxes add. So that's going to be the determining factor. And then my truck bed is only 51 or 52 wide, but that's at its widest portion. The wheel wells take away a little bit, so it's closer to 43 at its narrowest point. But a lot of these TVs, that's actually the height of it would determine the width of the box. So a lot of these are only like 30, and I can't imagine that you have 10 inches of cardboard around it.
I can't.
You probably have a few inches, right? You probably got a few inches of like styrofoam and stuff. So it'll ultimately depend what actually fits in my truck.
Okay.
Because what I don't want is I want it to lay flat. I don't want it like half sticking out of my truck bed as I'm driving along. Even though I'm sure it'd probably be fine if it like rested on like my truck gate and it was properly supported.
I wonder if the Sony website tells you how big. Wait, does it?
I was able to find dimensions of TVs. I wasn't able to find packaging dimensions.
A lot of times you can't find that. I'm just not seeing it on the website, which is kind of disappointing. Because I've noticed a lot of places will tell you how big the box is these days, but I don't see. I don't know. Ask Chatty G maybe. Measurements, AC cable with stand, blah blah blah. Yeah, no box. Yeah, I've just got to be Sony Bravia.
Packaging info. So on B&H Photo,
Okay.
the width is 38. The length would be 63. So it would be 3 inches too long for my truck bed.
Well, fuck.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I leave the truck bed down and just bungee
Strap
cord
it
the
in.
fuck out of it? Yeah, strap it
Mm-hmm.
in and hope for the best, or I don't know. We'll
Just
see.
make sure when you strap it in, you smack it and say, "This baby ain't going anywhere." That seems to be very important.
Yeah, that's the last thing I need is that box sliding out as I'm driving home, right?
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm trying to even think about how I would even strap that down so it wouldn't go anywhere. So again, the alternative is it goes in my truck bed diagonally.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, here let's do this.
That'd
Toyota
probably be
2020.
okay.
I think it would too. I really do, especially as long as it's not flexing. You know what I mean? Like if I
Yeah.
put something underneath it so that it helps stabilize it. Toyota Tacoma specs. 24 Toyota Tacoma. Let's see here. Is it going to tell me some dimensions? Okay. Length, double cab width. Okay, it's not telling me. 2024 Toyota Tacoma. Okay, that's the 2025 Tacoma. It's not what I need. Thank you anyway, Toyota. 2024 Toyota Tacoma specs. Okay. Dimensions. Inside bed length. Inside bed length. The SR5. So according to this, yeah, the double cabs inside bed length 60.3 60.3 inches.
Okay.
So that's like just over 5 feet. So I don't think it would fit. I don't think it would fit.
Okay.
Inside bed width at tailgate 53. Yep. Between the wheel wells 44. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I measured. So I don't think the box would fit in there. So I would have to like prop it up on the gate.
Okay.
And again, even if I go over some pretty big bumps, I really don't see it being a problem if I
I don't
prop it
even.
up on the gate.
Yeah, I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, and I don't think it would fit in Mandy's car either. Not something that big. Got to think about that. 60.3. Yeah, B&H says that it is literally 63 inches. Well, shit. Okay. Well,
Okay.
just out of curiosity, then, if I was looking at the LG C4, see again, I really feel it's going to be like, which one can I actually get home? It's going to be the thing that
Yeah.
does this, right? So let's uncheck all this shit. Okay, LG 65. Okay, so the LG C4 OLED Evo. Okay, it's the same. It's literally the same price as Costco because it's on sale at Best Buy because of Memorial Day. So I got to just run over to Best Buy and get this. Specifications. So this is the LG. Okay, so I feel like B&H is going to give me what I want, right? C4 Class C4 series. Oof, okay, well that was a bad search.
Oh.
B&H doesn't have it.
Hmm.
LG C4 Class 65 box dimension. Okay, here we go. 65.4 inches wide.
Yes. Yeah. 38.2 inches tall.
So, yeah, I mean, that's even bigger.
Uh-huh. Going the
Woof.
wrong way. Going the wrong
I'm
way.
going the wrong way. Okay, and then finally, the Samsung QN70F Neo box dimensions. Okay, I'm on the Samsung website. Just tell me the goddamn box dimensions. Boy, that's a lot of marketing. I have to scroll way down this page. See all specs. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Resolution. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please just tell me. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, sets dimension, package width times height times depth. 1,597 inches? What?
that doesn't seem right.
No, I'm serious. Like I'm going to put this in the chat. Like
Okay. Okay.
I'm not crazy, right?
Oh, hold on. Let me.
That's got to be millimeters. It's got to be
Got-
millimeters, right?
yeah, that's good. Or something. That's not right.
That's
That's
not
not right.
right.
That's not right. That's a lot of inches.
That's so many. It's so many more inches than I have.
That's no. That's not.
Let's see if Microsoft. Maybe
unless
Maybe,
unless it's just like this comically oversized box. Oh, it's
which
like
is
98%
possible.
styrofoam. I just yeah no. Oh,
Audio, video dimensions, shipping size. Oh, Micro Center literally has the same thing: 1,597 by 933 by 148 inches. Okay, okay, I'll play your game. I'll play your game, Samsung. Millimeters to inches. Okay, so
yeah. So
1,590.
100. That's 133 feet.
Yeah, right. So it's
Oh,
62.8 inches.
okay. All right. That
62.8
okay.
inches.
That's yeah,
That
definitely millimeter. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh boy. Fucking Samsung fucking me up again.
Oh. Yeah. Mm.
Uh, all right. Anyway,
Anywho.
yeah, so it's really going to depend what I can fit in my truck.
Okay.
And maybe I end up with the 55. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, like I measured that spot and a 65 will go in that nook.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be like almost edge to edge in the nook versus a 55 I'd have like maybe 2 or 3 inches on the side of the TV
Yeah.
in the nook.
So in my living room, when we moved in, my wife bought this huge IKEA set of furniture that basically has like shelving all around it. So and it's got like a hole in the middle for the television. And originally had a 55-inch in there and it was fine. And I was in the same boat. I have a 65-inch television in there. And even then, it really depended on the television because one of the ones I wanted, I remember, was just like a quarter of an inch too big. It wouldn't fit. So like mine is pretty much takes up the entire like width of it. And it does make it extremely difficult to get set up and wired. It just does.
Yeah.
Like you have to just kind of like pull out the television and get it all like diagonal in there, and then your flashlight and trying to get the it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
maybe I end up going with a 55.
Yeah.
And I think I do think it would fit the space better because that way it's not like this thing
Yeah.
that is just taking up the entire width of what's in there.
But it's 10 inches smaller. So, there's that too. So
So basically 5 inches on each side.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not that. I don't know, man. Oh, God. My life is just pain. Okay. Moving on before I get even more sad about this. And
Okay.
I mean, so here's what's gonna. I'm just gonna jump ahead, right? I know here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end up buying the 65. I'm gonna put it in my truck bed, raise the gate, or find a way to try to strap this thing down. It will not survive the trip home. Like I just know how this is gonna go.
Okay.
So, all right.
Then just do the 55.
Yeah. Solved. I will measure one more time before I make any decisions. Okay. Last topic of the night. I have after living in this home for 3 years now, finally invested in patio furniture.
Okay.
And again, just like this TV debacle, I have genuinely agonized over what sort of furniture I wanted to get for my deck.
Okay.
Now, man, you can spend money on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you can spend a lot of money or you could spend just a little bit of money. And patio furniture, I feel, is definitely, you almost always get what you pay for. I think that there is drastically overpriced stuff out there that
Sure. Yeah.
if you were building, a vacation home where you were going to be outdoors all the time and you needed essentially high quality outdoor living room furniture, because that's really what some of this stuff is, for making that your space, then more power to you. But at the same time, again, we're Costco people. You can buy a table and chairs and umbrella at Costco for like less than $1,000, right? But it's like that wicker stuff, or it's, cheap metal things. And we have metal chairs that we've had as patio furniture for a while. So I did some research, did some looking around, and I wanted something I didn't want, and this was like a point of contention between the wife and I didn't want a dining room set outside. Like that was my thing. I wanted comfortable furniture to sit in. And
Okay.
look, if you want to eat a hamburger on it, like you could do that. Like maybe we get little. I was like, let's get like a little end table that you can put your drink on, and you can sit in this nice comfortable chair and eat a hamburger outside. Like that. That's my requirement.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
And then we got into this whole thing where like, do we want cushions? Do we want to deal with that? How are we going to keep this stuff clean? What are we going to do in the winter time? Do we have to put a tarp over it? Like it went in so many different directions. So what we decided on is we bought furniture from a company called Polywood.
Polywood.
Okay. So the conceit behind it is this. All of their furniture is made out of recycled plastic.
Okay.
So first and foremost, it's not your typical manufactured material that a lot of other outdoor furniture is made out of, even though it isn't natural wood. It is definitely robust. So I had read a few things online about it, and just like everything else, you're going to find good opinions, you're going to find bad opinions. But I did a lot of reading on it. I researched the company, and then I started getting Instagram ads every fucking day.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yep.
Yeah. So I finally caved, and we decided to do it. And we ended up going with, and I'm looking for it right now. I forget the name of the collection that we got. Let me find it real quick. Yeah, it was the Vineyard. It was the Vineyard thing.
Okay. Okay.
Where did it go? So collections, Vineyard.
Vineyard.
What we ended up getting is we got the. Oh, it's not even going to show it to me. Seating. Boy, how do I even find this?
They have a lot. They have a lot of options on their website.
They have a lot of options, but to be fair, a lot of their options are just variations of different configurations of seating.
Okay.
And I'm looking for the one that we got because again, when you go to the Vineyard collection, what you see immediately are dining sets. And again, that's not what I want. Like I'm not going to have that many people over to my house. I hate people. But I mean, I just want a comfortable spot for me, the wife, maybe one or two people to, sit and have a hamburger outside. That's the whole point. Okay, we're getting warmer here. I don't know how I ordered this because I don't remember clicking this many times. Product category.
Okay.
No.
That's a lot of categories.
4 people. Let's do it by seating capacity. 4 people.
Okay.
because that's how many this seats. Okay, that drastically narrows down.
Down to
Aha. Okay,
66. Okay.
find it. Found it. Found it. Found it. Found it.
Okay.
Okay. So come on, website. Please load. Okay. So this was the collection that we went with. It was the Vineyard 4-piece deep seating set.
Deep seating.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a little love seat and 2 Adirondack type chairs
Uh-huh.
with cushions. Now, the nice thing is when you order from them, you get a lot of different options, and they have like 3 different base types of material. They have a heritage, vintage, and then select. So the heritage and vintage are kind of the same thing. The vintage just looks a little more weathered, which
Yeah.
I didn't like. I just went with the heritage. And then Pollywood Select is it looks like more natural wood,
Yeah.
but our deck is gray. So we just decided to do the base heritage color, and then you get a bunch of different choices on the type of cushions that you want. I
Some
got
of
the
them
nice
are really
blue.
ugly. Yep.
Yeah. I got the nice just standard blue.
Okay.
There's different patterns and everything. It's flat pack, so when it
Okay.
shows up, you have to build it, but it did not take long. It's like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 screws per chair.
Mm-hmm.
The table was fully assembled, so I didn't have to do shit for that, which was nice. It's
Nice.
heavy and it's durable. So the nice thing about it is that because it is manufactured and it is essentially mostly made out of plastic, you kind of just have to hose it off.
Yeah.
It's not going to rot. I'm sure it will build up some gunk and some filth up being out of doors 365 days a year, but it's pretty easy to care for. They give you a fantastic warranty, and the cushions are also pretty easy. They recommend bringing those in the winter, which I'm sure we'll do.
Makes
We'll probably
sense.
just get like a
Yeah.
big trash bag and throw all the cushions in there and put them in the basement, but that's not the end of the world. The assembly process was fine. They give you hand tools. There were a couple pieces that I'm glad I had a powered screwdriver for, just because it was there are actual screws, not just fasteners, that are like a lot of it's bolts, but there are some screws. But even like a clod like me could do it. It was not hard. I will say that the love seat was damaged in shipping.
Oh no.
I was able to fix it myself. Essentially, what it was is the chairs themselves are just the material with decking and then a cushion on it. The love seat, because it's basically 2 of those chairs put together, it's reinforced with metal underneath to provide a little extra support for people.
Okay.
So when I got it and I unpackaged everything, essentially the metal piece had come out of the frame. So, but only on one side. And I was trying to like push it back in, and then I realized that one of the slats for the love seat was not in all the way. So I had to back out one of their screws, mash it together, and then rescrew it in with the metal piece, and it was fine. But I'm still going to write them an email and be like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Otherwise, the only other thing I would say is the lead time was kind of big. So I ordered this like 3 weeks ago. It finally shipped. It came via FedEx. FedEx just threw it in my driveway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then drove away. Like, they didn't ring a doorbell. If I didn't have a camera in my driveway, I would have never known until I went
Yeah.
out and maybe saw boxes or not. I don't
I had
know.
this. I had the same thing with my replacement mower. They put it in between. They put it in the driveway. It was like, we're done. Done. It was my wife was leaving. She's like, "There's a gigantic box in the driveway." I'm like,
Yeah. Now, granted, this came in like 8 boxes.
okay.
So like all the chairs came in individual boxes, and then it was 2 pillows per box they were able to cram, and then the table. So it was a lot of boxes, but and that's just a pain in the ass because it's a lot of packaging that you got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Instructions clear, everything was fine. It's fine. I was sitting out on it today after I was done mowing, and it was nice. It was nice to finally have patio furniture. So I would say that this is probably more on the costlier side. It's definitely not the most expensive shit you can buy. It is certainly not the cheapest. But if you are in the market for furniture, I think you could do a lot worse than this.
Yeah.
So that was my big update.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna go get my tape measure and I'm gonna go measure this wall again
Okay,
and
you
try to
do that.
figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we did it.
We
So
did it. We did a podcast.
I'm gonna say this thing like, doingtheirbest.com. You can find all the show notes there. Hey, leave us a review. It's fun. You can do it. And hey, thanks for listening.